hello and welcome to this edition of Inside the Park. My name is Alyssa Ali and I will be your host for the show, and oh, are we having a lot of fun. We're going to be meeting up with Barb Cook to make some holiday swag. We're talking all things basketball with Joe Patterson. We'll find out more about the upcoming Veterans Day concert from Ralph Wilder, and we have to find out the inside scoop with a new online registration system with Brian Taylor. That's all next on this edition of Inside the Park. I'm now here with Barb Cook, the horticulturalist at the Friendship Park Conservatory. Barb, we're working on some fun things here, something called swag. What is it? What are we doing?
Well, you know what? We're working on, I know it's not quite holiday season, but before you know it, it will be.
Absolutely.
So this is a little swag that we're going to be making in one of our classes.
Nice.
And we just kind of started it, but we're going to be adding some little boxwoods probably on here, and we've got some holly. And we don't have the red berries yet, but you know, we will
put those on
by the time the class comes. So there'll be a little, you know, fun color of red in there, and we've got a really fun bow here
ribbon
too. So you know, it's still kind of a work in progress, and very easy. When people come to do this class, we want them to bring some gloves, and a set of pruning shears.
Got it.
You know, that's all they really need. We're going to provide everything else that they need.
Okay, and it's really just, it's a coat hanger.
It's a coat hanger.
Gosh.
It is a coat hanger.
So clever.
I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is a coat hanger, and this we're going to actually cover with ribbon. And we're going to bend it down, so it's going to be the loop to hang it outside your door or on your home.
Fun. Okay, so you guys will provide everything else. Just make sure you bring your pruning shears and then
the gloves.
And the gloves. That's it.
Yep.
As easy as that. So much
really
fun.
easy.
It looks absolutely wonderful.
And
it
everyone's
smells really good
turns out different. Everybody has a little different
unique
flair. Exactly.
And do you usually put them on the doors, hang them on the front
doors?
doors?
On the front door, or I have a big brick wall at my house, so I like to put one there. Or even on a light pole. You can put on your light pole.
Very, very cool. We're looking forward to
fun.
making those.
Yeah.
And a lot of other stuff going on, though, Barb. One of those things being the daddy-daughter dance. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's kind of a tongue twister,
It
isn't it?
definitely is.
Yeah. So daddy-daughter date night. So the theme for the 16th year of doing it is Bright Lights, Big City Ball.
Okay.
So the girls are all going to come that evening with their dads, of course, and they all dress according to the theme.
Okay.
So they're going to get all glammed up and, you know, kind of like a real date night with their dads. And they're going to be given a passport, and so they're going to go to different cities.
Oh my gosh.
Paris and Rome and New York and Chicago. So it's really going to be a fun night for all the girls.
That's so much fun.
And they have photos and things that they do, but they have dinner here, and they play games, and they usually have a craft of some sort, and it's really a nice evening for dads to spend with their daughters and daughters to spend with their dads.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. I know when I was growing up, that was always something fun that the girls enjoyed having with their dad, and that's coming up September 28th. We also have the Fall Craft Show. We're doing some crafts right here. Fall Craft Show coming up on October 20th. What's that all about?
Well, the crafters actually come to our building here. We have about 25 different crafters, and every year they're a little different. So it kind of mixes things up a little bit. But we have a great selection of crafters, and usually a very nice turnout of crafters and patrons that come. You can do some early shopping for the holidays. They also have, of course, fall themed things. So it's a great way to kind of jazz up your own home or your office, or you know, any kind of gift giving ideas. Always a good thing. So
as we change seasons.
Exactly. So don't miss the craft show.
Absolutely not. Coming up on October 20th. And then we go into November 2nd, November 3rd, the E-Cycle here at Friendship Park Conservatory. What is that?
Well, we've been doing that again for a couple of years now, and it's a chance for everyone that has all those electronics at their home that are no longer working, they've updated, you know, it's a chance for them to bring them over to our facility here. We work with a recycling company, and it all gets reused and recycled.
So don't throw them out.
Exactly. And in fact, that new law went into effect that you can no longer put televisions and computers on the curb for the garbage to take. So they have to be recycled in one way or another. So we like to think we make it easy for people to do that.
That's
so
perfect.
Bring your computers, bring your laptops, bring anything that's electronic, printers, scanners, I think even cameras, you know, speakers, things like that.
And they just come here and drop them off.
Drop them off. We'll have people here to help
Okay.
them get it into the bins, and it's a great thing to do to avoid it all going to the landfill.
Absolutely.
So it's really a good idea. So make sure to bring your e-cycle items to us.
Yeah, e-cycling.
Okay.
And then we always, we're talking about crafts and swag, but it always makes me hungry when I talk to you, Barb, because we always end up talking about Cooking with Dave.
We
Tell
do.
us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, Cooking with Dave is going to be a little different this year,
Okay.
or this time around
Yeah.
actually, because in the past we've always focused on like a certain topic, like
Okay.
pasta or brunch.
Okay.
Well, this time we're actually focusing on Thanksgiving. So everybody knows that cooking and Thanksgiving, it goes together
perfectly.
So he's going to actually focus on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So he's going to do one appetizer, one side dish, and one dessert. So that if they can, everyone who comes that night will be able to go home and make those items for their Thanksgiving dinner. Be a little different than anything they've probably served in the past, because Dave doesn't make just everyday kinds of food.
And
so,
they get the recipes along with going to the Cooking
they
with
do.
Dave
We
event.
do
Okay.
the whole cooking segment, and he makes 3 different things, like I mentioned. Everybody will taste those 3 items, get the recipes so they can make them. And if you've never been to Cooking with Dave, you should think about coming to Cooking with Dave, because he not only does a great presentation, but he does all these great tips about preparing your food and the timetable and how to get it to the table on, at one time without something being cold or something being overdone.
So it's not just a recipe, it's really how to prepare a whole meal.
It's the whole show. He puts on a great show.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's coming up on October 2nd. And then we're talking about holidays and Thanksgiving. We have the holiday market coming up November 17th. Is that kind of like the fall craft show?
It is.
Okay.
It's similar to the craft show, but remember the craft show are crafters.
Right.
So for the holiday market, those are vendors that come.
Got it.
So if you're looking for something from Pampered Chef or Southern Cooking, is it?
Yeah.
Any of those kinds of people are going to be here. You could also do Mary Kay and
So lots of vendors.
lots of vendors. And it's a great time for people to come and actually do some holiday shopping too. Or if they need something for themselves, not opposed to that either.
Not at all.
So it's always a fun time.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. That's coming up November 17th. So Barb and I are going to continue making our swag here for our front door. It's going to be a lot of fun here at the Friendship Park Conservatory. Now here with Joe Patterson, the Youth Athletic Coordinator here for the Mount Prospect Park District. Joe, a lot of stuff coming up in fall and winter at the Park District. But tell us a little bit about Youth Basketball, the league.
All right, the Youth Basketball League is a huge program. We attract about 800 kids in the program. We have both boys and girls leagues for kindergarten all the way up through high school.
Okay.
So it's a really fun league. It's an instructional league, so all skill levels are welcome. The actual league will run for 3rd through 6th grade.
Okay.
It'll run from December all the way through mid-March.
Wow.
And then the little guys, K through 2nd grade, they'll start games in January and it'll go through mid-March. So they just had a little bit shorter of a season, but it's a really fun league.
It sounds awesome, and they'll be able to learn so much. How would parents get their kids involved with this?
Sure. We'll actually start registration in September, and it's crucial to register early. Just because with 800 kids, we want to put the teams together, get coaches lined up, practices, everything in order. So it's really important to register early.
Oh, we love basketball here at the Park District, and we also love soccer here. The Indoor Soccer League, when does that start?
Sure. The Indoor Soccer League, that's a league that's offered for the little guys.
Okay.
So K through 3rd grade is able to play in that program, and that's run on Sundays. And the actual games will start in January.
Okay.
But we take registration now until the league starts. But it's a really fun league as well. It allows the kids to stay active during the cold winter months.
Yeah, that's exactly true. And make sure you do sign up early, because it sounds like a lot of these fill up pretty quickly here for the Indoor Soccer League and the Youth Basketball League. But we have an event coming up, Howland Halloween Fest, on October 20th. I'm very interested. Tell me a little bit more.
Oh, sure. This is a special event we've been doing for a long time. Last year, I think, was our largest participation, including parents and everything like that. We had about 1,500 people go through Lions Rec Center.
Wow.
So the Halloween Fest takes place on October 20th, and it's at the Lions Recreation Center, and it's both an inside event and an outside event. Inside, they're basically a trail for the kids to follow, and they'll play games, they'll get prizes, they'll get candy, so they'll have a real good time inside, and then they'll go outside as long as the weather cooperates. There's going to be a lot of games, hay rides, a train ride, face painters, everything like that. So it's a real fun event for the kids.
Do parents and kids just have to show up? Do they have to RSVP by any way?
No. All you have to do, you just show up at the door, and then you pay at the door.
Oh, that sounds so much fun. I love fall here in the Park District, and that is on October 20th, the Howland Halloween Fest. Joe, thank you so much for joining me. Always a lot of things going on. For more information, do call 847-640-1000. I'm now joined by Ralph Wilder, the founder and director of the Mount Prospect Community Band. And Ralph, we have a concert coming up on Veterans Day, November 11th, and it's a wonderful venue and a wonderful theme at that.
We're really excited, Alyssa. It's going to be at 3 p.m. on Sunday, November 11th. And once again, we're going to be at St. Paul Lutheran Church in a beautiful sanctuary. Great acoustics, great lighting, great seating. The band has found a home with a stage large enough to accommodate the entire band. What a thought. And this is an exciting concert. The fact that we are on Veterans Day, I've given the name of the concert For Those Who Serve. And we're going to be playing music from the Revolutionary War, from the Civil War, from the First World War, from the Second World War, from the Vietnam War, and even something more contemporary. And it'll be very patriotic. We're going to end the concert with an Armed Forces medley of all the service songs. We're also going to feature a marvelous clarinet player, a friend of mine, a professional clarinet player in Chicago named Brian Patty, who's going to be playing a most delightful clarinet solo that for the band that actually ends with some jazzy music. So it's going to be legit and jazz in one piece. And we're looking forward to it. The band, as you know, is about 70 members, and it's all volunteer. And we're just so very proud of them. We just finished our 7 concerts in the summer. And in a week from this Monday, we start rehearsing for our November 11th concert.
Wow. And do you have any of the selections in mind yet? We know we're going to be going in chronological order of the wars. Do you have any in mind already, or is it still going to be coming to you in the band?
Oh yes, I think for Vietnam, we're probably going to play the selections from Miss Saigon, which is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
There is another one that says, "So no soldier needs to die again," and that'll have a narration with it, and that'll be also for World War II.
Okay.
So it's going to be a moving concert. One of the pieces actually has variations on taps. And we're going to do our very best to honor all those who have served in the wars with the name of the concert, For Those Who Serve.
So a very, very special concert coming up on Sunday, November 11th at 3 p.m. at St. Paul Lutheran Church. That is on Veterans Day. Ralph Wilder, the founder and director of the Mount Prospect Community Band. You can buy tickets at RecPlex starting on October 11th, and it sounds like a wonderful concert. You're going to want to get your tickets as soon as possible. For more information, visit mppd.org or call 847-640-1000. The Mount Prospect Park District now provides real-time online registration, offering a fast, easy alternative to class sign-up. Inside the Park recently sat down with the Park District's Brian Taylor, who walked us through this convenient new way to register, as well as asking him why online.
Nowadays with people, they're so busy, we saw the need for online registration. And we took the opportunity to take the current registration system we had and go through and develop an online or a web store so that the customer could come through and make their purchases online. We wanted to make sure that it was as easy as possible for people to get on and use our web store, yet still maintain the security that they needed. For a first-time user is that, number one, you have an account here in the Mount Prospect Park District. And once you have your account, we're going to ask you for an email address. You're then going to need to make the request that you want to become part of our online store. At that point in time, we'll go ahead and send you the Evite with your registration code. This will be the email that we send you. You're going to be looking for this registration code that we have. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it and copy it. And then you can go to our web store directly using this link right here. Or what I've done is I just went ahead and loaded it in my browser. And so I'm going to click on that, and it'll take me back to the web store. I'm going to go down and click on the register for a username. And then I'm going to go back up to the registration code or our activation page, and I'm going to go ahead and paste the information in. I'm going to put in my email address, and this has to be the same email address that we have on account here at the Mount Prospect Park District. I'm going to enter in a username, a password, and I'm going to confirm the password. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to hit submit. This is going to take us into the actual web store. So what we have here is our home screen. We'll take you into the store. And this is where you're going to have information or how you can look up your code. You can look it up by class code. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and go into the shopping cart, and you can complete your registration through here. Once you're done, you can go ahead and log out, and it's as simple as that. And then the other way to register is in person. You can stop at any of our facilities here at the Mount Prospect Park District and complete your registration through that as well. Once you do get on our web store, if there is a situation where you're having problems with it, you can go ahead and email us at our web store, which is the information is located on the website, or you can direct a phone call to 847-640-1000, and they should be able to walk you through or provide you information that you're going to need in order to complete your registration process. Our intent was that we wanted to make it as easy as possible for the resident of Mount Prospect to process their registration. And we think that having the ability to go on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to register for classes is going to enable the customer to do that.
Well, that's it for this edition of Inside the Park. A big thank you to all of our guests joining us on the show. And if you need to find out more information, you can visit mppd.org or call 847-640-1000. My name is Alyssa Ali. Until next time, have a great day.